Virat Kohli's century drought ended recently after about 1,000 days. There's a very smart Nayagan recall in this film. Look out for it. I was also reminded of Pudupettai and Vadachennai in a couple of places. This is a Simbu show all through. And Simbu's fans, I guess, are going to love it. Finally, Venthu Thaninthathu Kaadu GVM STR combo ku Virat Kohli's century drought ended recently after about 1,000 days. Return to form with a high score seems to be in the air. Hi, I'm Kairam Vaashi and this is about Gautham Vasudev Menon's Venthu Thaninthathu Kaadu. First things first, what a title. Venthu Thaninthathu Kaadu. GVM never fails to surprise us with his film titles. But which Kaadu is he talking about here? The Kaadu which is full of thorns, and if you wish to escape, bad news for you, this Kaadu has a big fence, a fence of thorns again. So you're better off staying inside because trying to escape is going to cost you dearly. Muthu Veeran, played obviously by Silambarasan, literally starts from such a Kaadu and lands in a similar metaphorical Kaadu in Mumbai. The former had dry lands, the latter is soaked in blood. To avert an impending conflict and also to help his family of three, himself, his mother and younger sister, out of financial burdens, Muthu decides to go to Mumbai, and with that begins the origin story of yet another gangster. VTK may remind you of Nayagan, and I guess GVM has no qualms about it. After all, Nayagan is a film he loves and has been a major inspiration in his journey. There's a very smart Nayagan recall in this film. Look out for it. I was also reminded of Pudupettai and Vadachennai in a couple of places, and that's how these stories usually are. Yet, writer Jai Mohan and GVM bring in the difference through the Parota Hotel world that they create, some interesting scenes and wonderful dialogues. In the first half of this film, which for me was the better half, we see a couple of people almost unconditionally helping Muthu in his journey. There's a prophecy all telling us that he's the one. The Parota Hotel, the lives of the men working there, their world. There's an effort to capture all these and it's done well. The song Mallipu, with Tamarai's lyrics, Madhushri's voice, simplistic choreography, Simbu's moves, and an excellent lead up all brought a smile to my face. Not just in the first half, but throughout the film, the camera work is excellent, especially in those narrow places along with fight choreography. It's mostly handheld and you will notice many lengthy single shots. Speaking of fights, camera work and ARR's music, the interval scene was thoroughly fulfilling. It in a way follows the Hitchcock bomb theory, the crescendo of which was pitch perfect. The first half, which in the typical sense some may say is slow paced, is not necessarily a deep character study or the psychoanalysis of a character. Nevertheless, it sets up Muthu's character more than sufficiently well. The second half has a lot more action, in which the writing also suffers some damage. That's not to say that it didn't work at all, just that I wished for some more of the first half. In the last 10 minutes though, they've masterly set up the sequel and Simbu's fans, I guess, are going to love it. This is a Simbu show all through. I did take some time to get adjusted to his mannerisms, which felt forced initially, but by the interval point, I was convinced. Muthu is tentative yet confident, respectful but not submissive. Simbu's performance and also along with the dialogues sold this character to me fully. We all know that Simbu can do almost anything if he wishes. I was just happy to see him bring out his best self for this film. The heroine's character, I think the name was Pavai, played by Siddhi Idnani, is basically Muthu's love interest, nothing out of the ordinary, but with that character, this film touches upon topics like stalking, age, body ownership, consent in a man-woman relationship. There are two gangs with two leaders, Garji and Kutti Bhai, I think, and two new hires, Muthu and Sridhara. Garji gets an excellent land dispute scene and has all the necessary character details required, Whereas Kutti Bhai seemed like was put in place just because the opposite gang had to have a leader. Sridhara's character is better written than his boss's, but I was left wanting for more, primarily because his journey runs parallel to that of Muthu's. There's a nice little scene between him and Muthu where both of them are talking about how messed up and sinful their lives are, and Muthu asks Sridhara, "Nee kollala illa?" and in turn asking us which the bigger sin is. ARR's Marakuma Nenjum's theme Enga Todangum Enga Mudiyum provides the explosion required for this film's latent energy at the right moments. And GVM has tried a new technique in his song choreography, which I quite liked as an experiment. Muthu's journey starts from being bare-chested to wearing a banyan to wearing a blazer. What we have seen in part 1, The Kindling, is most of the first half. More of the blazer in part 2. And I guess the audience will give GVM and STR the green signal to start shooting for the sequel immediately. Finally, Venthu Thaninthathu Kaadu GVM STR combo ku oh